Let's refresh this. But I started a new one. Ah, they're out to get me. Ah. Back at it again. All right, cool. And guys, some water to drink. All right. Uh, I gotta yo, King guys, I got ideas, man, ideas. Well, actually, if I had a way, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna let you see it. I'm past that. You're gonna see. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it, King guys. You're gonna see it by the end of the day. But it was something about ideas. I was gonna say, and really being on top of your ideas. Now I was talking to Jamina earlier about this, about how Astro Way. It's good to be smiling. I'm seeing what's going on around the world and even in the little world. Astro Way. Your videos is taking off. Like yo, yo, man, I gotta salute that. Yeah, his views going up. So make sure y'all check out the Astro Way. And this is part 2 of the Psy TAi Podcast. It's number 68. First one it got cut for unknown reasons, technical reasons, and now we back at it. And can God say he got 4 videos coming out on the way? Check them out. If I get a stimulus check, it's going to a new computer. Pronto, it is going to a new computer. Ah, it's Mr. Real. Come on, we can do it. I think that's gonna have to do it for today. It says it's outputting, but I can't see it on the YouTube. Okay, it's saying it's connecting. Don't blink. Don't blink. Don't go. Sonic. Oh, I'm live. Okay, we back. Let me post this and let people know it's working again. And faster, faster. All right, there it is. Working again. All right. Okay, now that I know that it's at least on, let me at least get this saying out. What I was saying was that I was making this Terrence McKenna cartoon for like the past 3 weeks because it took me at least like 4 days to make it, even if I complete it in one day, because that's just how my computer works when it's trying to render it. It takes about 15 hours, and that's about 15 hours of my computer not being interrupted by outside forces. That is a challenge. I'm glad I did it though, because somebody was working on the same idea. And that's what I mean about ideas. I always run across this in my realities. Somebody posted this to this exact website. I'm not going to show his. I already showed his name. Sorry, bro. But it show he said my first attempt at making a cartoon from a photograph. The idea is to animate according to my face eventually, so that when I talk, a puppet of Terrence talks at the same time. Hope everyone is keep like wow, y'all heard the story. So the vibes is real. The vibes is real. The vibes is true. And false. But yo, that was cool. That was cool. Cause I brought it up, and then she was saying, "Yeah, it do be seeming like you be just taking." Wait, I didn't switch the screen. Oh, she said, "Yeah, it do be seeming like you just taking." I should have her come over here and say this. You do be taking thoughts out of my head before I say them, and I just be like, "Well, did he already know that I was thinking about this, or that I was working on this, or?" And I told you that made that big story that I should look that up. That story, this is me repeating myself, and I know I am for those that's been here for a while. But it was a story I like to say about Wiz Khalifa when he got his Bone Thugs and Bone Thugs and Harmony tattoo, and I was with the same girl that I'm with now. And that day I was showing her a bunch of Bone Thugs music, and I was like raptured up into their essence and experience and stuff. And I was trying to show it to her, like, yo, like this is what these niggas is about, bro. Like you gotta be put on. Like you gotta know what these fools about. And then tell me how that the next morning. Tell me how. Then tell me how. And then I'm gonna tell you how the next morning. The next morning. Oh, look at the other me. The next morning, Wiz Khalifa got a Bone Thugs and Harmony tattoo. Like the whole squad on his thigh. Like the whole, their whole essence, their whole image, their characters while they were playing, right there. And what day was this? I should be able to track this day. I can say back in June. Wait, January, February, March, April, May, June 6th. On the 6th, June 6th, 06, 2014. Wait a second. That's my girl. That's her birthday. Is that why I was so hype about it and show it? Oh wow, that's Jamina's birthday. Huh. I knew it was something about me looking up that date. I knew something was going to come out of looking into that date. That's a clue for another puzzle for another time. It's like just playing, just tying, just tying. Not getting lost in any sauce, you know. Wishbone said he feels blessed that Wiz looks at them as his idols in the hip hop game. And Flesh said seeing that tat blew his mind. Described it as crazy. We hope Amber's as big as a fan as Wiz. See, you should do your own thing. They ain't even together no more. His idols and his idols. What is an idol? Something that materializes to represent a situation of forces, an experience of forces. An idol. A symbol. And that's what that is. And for those that do know about Bone Thugs, you go into that. I remember being scared away from Bone Thugs and Harmony actually when I was about to say in school, when I used to go to church back in the day. And when I used to go to church, they was talking about one of the Bone Thugs and Harmony album that when you held it up to the mirror, it was actually words there, and it was words that you only can read when you put it up to the mirror, and it was their album. And they say, "Oh, that's a curse. It's the devil." And And then with the East 99 cover, you couldn't couldn't really fight against it. And I wasn't a hip hop head back then, so I just was taking a word. But I always found it interesting. It always rung a bell in the back of my head saying, huh? And that's what witches do and stuff like that. But I'm gonna look into it. Um, East 99, or is it 199? Yeah, 11999. Read, cover, mirror. See what comes up. Bone Thugs. Yeah, here it is. Easter egg inside the sleeve written backwards. I don't know if this is inside the CD sleeve as well, but it's certainly in the tape sleeve. When you open it up, it has a bunch of what looks like nonsense writing. Underneath the words, Mr. Ouija, Mystic Oracle. What got me interested was all these letters were backwards. Anyways, here's how you do it. Start in the upper right hand and read it right to left. If you write down all the letters, then insert spaces, here what you get. And this is what Bone Thugs in the wrote. Hold on. Let me get this centered on the page. It says, I found myself without morals, where it all began, looking on the place where we all want to live. I stopped to see forever, not wanting to see wrong. I continued, I stopped not rightly to clear my mind for a moment, and traveled on for 3 weeks. At the end of the third week, I looked to my heart to see love, and so I followed so many battles I fought, pain in my left hand, looking for peace in my right. Extended out, I walked away from my heart and crossed the last day. I looked right into the valley of evil and found the home of the beast. To know my enemy, I have done wrong through the land of the heartless. I can do no more. I see the devil, he binds me, but aren't devils. Wait, I see the devil, but he binds me. But aren't devils merely angels tearing away your guilt? I stopped on the last day of the last month of the last year, and again I have found my heart. My life must be righteous in a place unknown, so I can rest my soul where it all began. Woo! And the church didn't want you to hear that beautiful statement. Well, didn't want me, not you, me. That was my experience. This was written in all caps with no spaces, letters backwards, as I said before. I heard nothing about it from anyone else, so I don't know what it's for or anything. This is what they saying, but I thought it was pretty cool. Wow. So it was about facing his demons, going into the devil, and finding out they weren't devils and demons, but angels tearing away at his guilt. So they took the disguise and looked and took the form of his guilt just to make him feel guilty so that he can get over it for himself. Because it's only about you that can do it. Only you can pull yourself out of you. Then the angels came and looked like demons. You hear people talking about demons and staying away from demons and stuff like that. Whenever I felt as though it was a demon, or that's what a demon is, guilt, something you feel guilty about, so you demonize it. Like how we like that catchphrase that's out in the world, how they say people that demonize gay people are like gay people, the gayest people themselves. They just feel so guilty about it that it's coming off. They just feel disgusting about it, so they like, that's not me. It's not the time. But these are just ties. These are just ties. I am just Ty. I am not Ty. Not Ty am I, said Ty. Not Ty am I, said Ty. Hmm. I have wondered what is the point of, not even what's the point. what do people get out of things like this, like out of podcasts and stuff? Like, what do I get out of podcasts? And I'm saying what I get out of podcasts and stuff, like especially ones like True Life Stories, King Oz. And when I look back on Psy TAi, I'm not participating in it, but observing it. It's like you going through this, you get this mind thing, this mind drug, like boof, like I guess that's what entertainment is. It was this guy that always um used to try to say, "Watch out for entertainment." This is not professional, but mhm, used to say entertainment was stuff that entered your brain to tame it. And I see that that used to scare me, but now I see that as a changing now. You said it's a connection, I think. Yeah, it's a connection. It's like a you it's a yeah, like enter your brain and tame it. Entertainment is to enter your brain and tame it, and that's what he said to me when I was like 10 years old or something like that. And I switch that around now. Like it's not trying to like nothing contain me because it's all me talking to me. That's what I see it as now. But whatever I take in is organizing my experience to a certain tune or something like that. You know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And so with the shows and stuff, people getting something out of me questioning in myself or looking over here or laughing or doing this because for sometimes I'd be like, man, I'm like when I look back on it, I'm like, what happened during that show? Like, it was just me most like even when there's people there and when there's not people there, I still so most times like what was I talking about or not even what was I talking about, but like I really said all of that. Like whoa, where I was going this and I was talking that and it was all on the camera and then it's like, but then I just after I get past that, it's like, hey man, what else can I do? But probably film another show. Because it does it takes it's cool, it's cool, because in the beginning stages it did take a lot of breathing. I used to like get the shakes, like y'all didn't used to see my hands used to be trembling whenever somebody would start talking to me, or like when people started first start opening up the Discord, or even starting talking through chats and stuff, I would start sweating. I was like, or I would still be talking as calm as I can, but like whatever you couldn't see on camera was real shaky. Right, use it as a self record. Oh, you already know that's what the mushy said. That's why a lot of times I questioned and said, "What am I recording for?" But then I asked you that before. You well after that 4ACO trip before when I smoked it, and I said it's a mystery that I don't know if I'm messing up the mystery by talking so much or by showing my face so much or something like that. And then I was questioning, well, should I stop show? I don't know. And then you just like, well, just whatever happens, happen. Just keep recording. It's like a diary. And then we went into that whole conversation, that whole conversation. And then the other times the mushrooms talk to me, it's like, man, you talking to yourself. Like you recording it and you can go back. And the things that I say even comes out in what I say when I talk to people. When I say, man, I go back and watch a show and I'm like, wow, I forgot I even said that. Or I get something out of it that I like how you saying like a training tool how other sport watch themselves to better train themselves. Yeah, like Joe Rogan, he says he records his stand-ups when he's going out on the roads and doing like the little gigs and not just the big specials, and he recorded and he'll listen to it on his way home, see how he was breathing. Probably could have breathed a little different there. Not gonna go too deep into his world, but yeah, and I do see that, and it all correlates to helping with the rest of your life. Like even with me sitting up straight, like noticing, oh yeah, kind of hunched over on the camera when I look over. I'll just sit up straight, a little straighter. Bada bang, bada boom. Now I'm able to breathe a little easier. Now I'm gonna carry this throughout the rest of the day. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not sitting up straight throughout the day. I mean, like I was earlier. I don't feel as comfortable as I was. And it's like a dumping ground. Like, here go what I was feeling. And luckily, it's a lot of good and a lot of good and bad in there. Not a good, but a lot of challenges in there. A lot of challenges. It's you. It's you mirror in your dance room. Yeah, and the more I love to dance, the more I enjoy it. When I was in hyperspace one time, um, I was asking about, and I say hyperspace, mushroom space, Thailand. I like to say Thailand to myself, but just whatever's out there. I remember this was like last year. I was asking about the show and stuff like that, and it was saying just put on the show. Like that's the show. Just put on the best show. Like be the show. Like it's entertaining. Like like I know how the show should be. Like weird enough. I know how the show should be. Just do the show. And even True Life, he said that before. That this go multi-dimensional, and his show as well. All of this stuff, like when you viewing one thing, it's somebody viewing it from another world and somewhere else, and that's recorded on just the fact, as we say here, that it's recorded on the channel, and it still boggles me. As much as it still not boggles me. That's the catchphrase, but it's still one of my most out there things that I witnessed somebody talk about, like that's on the show. That yeah, that he was watching the Just Ty show in the dorm room in another world, and he was there watching me talk. Like that's cool. Like that's cool, and that's what had me think about the animal shows where they have the animals talking as newscasters and stuff like that, and they switch stuff around, and we know it represents this person, but they put it in this form, and we like, oh, we get it, yeah. The cartoons is awesome, and you say, oh, life is a show. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No doubt about that. No doubt in my mind about that. There's no way in my mind, you will, that I can doubt that. Literally, literally. And the mushrooms was funny enough to make it that literal. That literal that they want to show me cameras. Like we ain't gonna show you eyeballs at this point. We're gonna show you cameras. You on the show. And then we show you eyeballs. Be the character you want in the moment. For sure. You well said. Be the character you want in the moment. And that's where that thing where know your role and play it well. Like what is your role? Some people just get caught up in a role. Just get caught up in a role. And I was talking about this again last week, I think, with Jamina. And I was saying how deep the rabbit hole goes when people be putting out there and putting videos saying, oh, you've been working all your life, and then you find out that you're not just a lawyer, but you're a painter. Or you're not just a this, but you're a this too. Or you're not just a dad, but you're a this, da, 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 da. All the things. And I say, yeah, go deeper. I was like, sometimes you be like, yeah, I'm not human. Like I've been playing this human role all this time, but I'm choosing to be the human. But that's on some upper echelon that we can't at this level change. But it's still a level that exists that you recognize and encounter. But yeah, in this moment, Samba, the guy I was telling y'all about, um that grew up in France from the Congo, and he was saying about the magician, being a magician, and being able to be the role, present yourself in certain situations, and whatever is most comfortable is the way that you should be presenting yourself. You know how sometimes you want to present yourself in a way, but in that moment you feel groggy because like I'm not presenting myself in the way I want to. So in that groggy moment, you're saying groggy things. You're saying things that presents to the world that you're uncomfortable, even if it's under the disguise of layers and layers of sarcasm or comfortability and stuff like that. But I'm seeing like being the character, like being funny or being this, or like it changes all around sexuality with the way you present yourself, the way your hair is, the way what you eat, how you eat. It can all change. Be extra sophisticated. Get your knives and your solid forks and stuff. Or you could just be like, I'm going all in with my hands, Viking style. Like what's cause for it? Trying to hold on to a certain moment and carry that on to the next and the next and the next. I think that's just what our human minds try to do. We can't beat ourselves too much about it, because like our human minds, like time exists. This happens, so now this happens again, or this is comfortable, so now this is how it is, and that's okay. But when you get the opportunity, when that moment presents itself, gotta do it. That song, Ashton Bronson. I loved hearing that song, and it be gearing me up. We say opportunity be knocking, they better let a motherfucker in. I kiss my mother on the cheek, tell her that I love her. You don't gotta pay for your groceries. I got it covered. Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Why you think I'm out here acting crazy? Yeah, mom, but I'm still your little baby. That's one of the best hooks. That's one of the best hooks. Cause to be crazy, you gotta be you. Like you gotta be switching up. You gotta be in that moment. You gotta be ready for the thing there, right then and there. If that's what you want. If you're gonna be that magician, if you want to play the magician, how I see the magician, how I see the magician. And it's fun. You have more fun that way. You might look back at the end of the night and be like, oh gosh, what did I say? What? That's just the other you that just says, oh gosh, what did I say? That's just another you. Another character, another thing you presenting yourself, another thing I'm doing. There's things I go through. And I'm like, but so and then you get easily I can get easily it's possible to get stuck in those realms I put out there. To get stuck in around, man, what did I say? And then you be like, oh, I want to shut that world off. I want to tune that down a little bit. I want to tune that down a little more than usual so I can go and do this and not have that much rambunctious of a day that I had the day before. But then I'm seeing that when I do that, it's like I'm literally missing out. Missing out on what? But when I get back in that moment, it's on. It's always on, but it's on. A tie, a tie, a tie. So mirrors. I was dancing in the mirror. This random story. I be life is fun. I was dancing in the mirror yesterday, or it was this morning, and I have like three mirrors where it make like three different views because the cabinet over top of the sink, and I was like dancing in one, and I was like moving them along, saying, "Hey, hey, pop up," and I was like making this video and stuff. It was funny. It was a moment. I had a moment, as they say. I had a moment. But I'm realizing too that when how I can really see for myself where I'm at through my own language, through how I talk, through what I produce, like the observers kick in. But how I produce what I talk, I can see where I'm at, where I can't lie to myself, and it has a lot to do with these mushrooms. Like right now, I'm on a little macro medicine. I don't know. As long as the stem ain't too big, I'm like, all right, that's a micro. And some lion's mane with some cacao powder. That was my regiment this morning. But it just has me on the go go go. Hmm. I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, it just has me on the go go go. Oh man, it was something. I'm not gonna beat myself up over. Oh, I believe that this was a a protection amulet. I mean, some kind of amulet that a magician made that won't reveal to me that he's a magician because he knows that I know that he's one. But he made this from hand. It's copper, and he made one for the family too. He just made them one day. It's like, here, I made these, and I want y'all to have them. I was like, oh, thanks. So I've been wearing this for like the past 3 weeks. Yeah, micro, macro, all the same and mushy. You know the vibes. You know the vibes you well. As long as it's all about how open you are to that download in the moment. When you want big doses, it wipe out everything, so you paying attention. And micros like, but then it still switches. It's all topsy turvy, wopsy wavy, woovy wavy, kaylee lately. Just does what it do. But it was something that I was saying about how it helps me a lot. It was some specific thing. Yeah, this is hemp string. That's what it was. I was like, it's some kind of special string, man. Hemp string. And this was the one I chose. He had different shapes. He had a lot of different shapes. And it's the one I chose. I didn't even look at it like a serpent. I was saying like it was S's and stuff. Hmm. Serpent speaks. Serpent speaks that wise shit. Kick that tie shit. Kick that tie shit, Ty. They want to hear that tie shit. They can't get enough of it. Oh, it was something. I sorry that loop was just going through my head what I just did. And then it was playing out again, and it's fading away. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, but not sorry. All right, this something that been on my brain for a bit. Snake prints are a symbol for energy essence of the energy existing. You know, I've always been into snakes. That's probably why I chose this subconsciously, as they say on Earth. You know, you chose that subconsciously. You didn't even know what you was really doing. I all started with the Vipe. No, it all started with it. I started falling in love. I brought this up to my daughter with snakes because the Jeff Corwin experience on Animal Planet. The Jeff Corbin experience. He was like a crocodile hunter type guy, but he was Jeff Corbin. And he used to go out and he used to talk about being a herpetologist, person that studies snakes. And I was like, oh, I want to study snakes. I want to be all about that. And then I remember learning about snakes. I started liking snakes more because of this band, Avenged Sevenfold, growing up. And they used to talk about snakes. Um, in the song called "The End of the World." And what did he say? Oh man, he had a whole song about being talk about from the perspective of a serpent. That was a whole song. And then there was another one because they was a real religious group. Even though they was rock music and stuff, it was just real hermetically sealed. Even to this day, they songs seem to always catch up with my life. Like back then, when I was, they was, it's like they were. This is how I see it. I'm gonna say they like. They say like is a very American thing. I didn't watch the video, but I saw it on YouTube. It was saying why do Americans say like a lot, but like, other cultures are like no, this is what was going on. Like oh. Oh, and then every time I do that, I forget what I was talking about. Oh, LOL. I'm high. That's why. Dang, it was something about snakes. Oh, and Avenged Sevenfold, and how they follow my life. Back then, they were muses to my life because that was the first CD I ever. You said I had a few wild ones. Let them go after me. Had a few wild ones. Let them go. Let them bite you. It was this thing I was. It was this church I used. Not church. It was something on a documentary I was watching. It was this place where they was really into snakes. They ain't had snakes in Philadelphia, so I never. They had little gardener snakes every once in a while. I only saw real snakes when I went to Virginia, and she had like big ones like rattlesnakes, and they was wild. It was wild where she was at. She lived beyond the creek. I remember it was one right in front of her door. Corn snake, king snake. Is that the king snake where they said red touch, yellow killer fellow, red touch, black venom lack? Ah, something like that. But yeah, this Avenged Sevenfold band, they it was the first CD I ever ran across, and somebody gave it to me, and then I went and brought my own copy, and they lyrics was like talk had lyrics like the Beast and the Harlot, and let's actually dive into this. Let's not dive into this. Let's float into this. Dive into this is a catchphrase. Let's float into this bubble. This thought bubble. King snakes eat other snakes. Coral snails. Snakes are dangerous. I did raise snails and I said no, that's snakes. Wait, can I change this around? And remember, if anybody ever want to jump in the Discord at any point, it is always open for business. It makes us drink the poison wine to fall us. Falling now is bad. All right, 14 years ago. Well, it came out 15 years ago. Whoa. So I don't feel like doing math. 28. 28 minus 15 is, oh, wow, I'm slow. 13. I said that as soon as I looked at it more. 13. I said I ain't feel like doing math. Y'all heard me. So I was 13 when I got this album. So this was my freaking teenage years. And let me look at the lyrics. Yeah, the songs like Beast and the Harlot, Burned It Down, Blinded in Chains. Come on, internet. You can do it. Here it is, Sidewinder. Backcountry. Yeah, this was the one. It says, I slide through the wasteland, that's my world. Yeah. Making my way through the night, you're still in my sight, you're running away with you. Yeah, this literally from the literal point of a snake. To you, my instincts are cold blooded hate. To you, I'm the bearer of fate. Wrong place and now the wrong time. Now terror is all that you'll find. Snakes can be terrifying at times, I suppose. All right, it was something I clicked on this for. Cause I like lyrics. Cause I've been paying attention to lyrics since I was a kid. To what people were actually saying in music. I used to say when I was back in when I used to go to Kingdom Hall with my grandmom and them in Virginia every summer. I used to tell her that I was able to predict the words that they was going to say before they said it with the songs. And I was like, since I'm paying attention, it's obvious it's going to be this. He's like, no, that's not possible. Only God could predict the future. She literally told me that. But nowadays things just changed around, and I love her. Crossroad by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Meet you at the crossroads. Yep. Bone Thugs, Crossroads. Meet me at the crossroad. I don't know the words. I know the beat. I know the rhythm. But no, for them to be able to make that song while they was still alive, like that's why people was always seeing Bone Thugs and Harmony as some like spiritual stuff going on. It's like, oh, they on to something, and they was out there in their mind. You saw the word how Busy Bone talk. Busy Bone talk like he always on something. Like you gotta know, man, they all around you, and you gotta see the things that Jesus and the devil they. He talks like how he raps. Even when he talking slow, he can't talk slow. I never really saw him talk slow. There's always a beat, a rhythm to it. It's funny. I love him. I used to always try to pierce through his interviews to see what he was saying. Like, what are you really saying? Back in my searching days. Yeah. No, it's not open. I'll put a new link in the description. I didn't know I wasn't in there the whole time. Oh gosh, my bad. That's all on me. Dude. All right, so if anybody want to join in, that's the link right there. I'm in the what is that section? The Just Ty Radio Talk line. And that's what I named it when I was going to be streaming music 24/7 or as long as I could, and then just have people jump in random streams and be talking and stuff. I got better new ideas. Bang. And I'm gonna put a new one inside and it's the Discord link inside the description too. Let me revamp this. Sorry for the technical talk. Alright, bang, and I just remade the one that's in the description. Cool, all saves changed. I gotta say too, it came to my mind to say on the channel, nothing I'm doing is easy. Not the things I'm going through in life, not the things here is not easy. But it don't mean that I'm not flowing with it. And that's why I'm able to, that's why I say I'm doing my best to present the things that I'm able to actually present. So the things that do get out there, like this and anything, comes after mounds and mounds of some work. Some work. Some real work. And even I was thinking about what UL and me was tying on about magicians. Let me change the camera back. And being in the moment, that takes work. That takes strategy. It takes flow. It takes the strategy is knowing the flow and being the flow and recognizing when you're not being the flow or knowing that you still the flow when you think you're not being with the flow. And all of these things. And it is yeah, and it's cool. It's not easy, but it's cool. But what is easy? What is easy? What thing in this world is easy? But things that we're comfortable with. And things that we're comfortable with ain't always too good. Sometimes we used to playing the game on easy and we missing out on so much. If we like some abilities in some games, Ty, on this, you don't you don't get certain abilities unless you play the game on a certain difficulty, or unlock the secret ending, or see go unlock certain cutscenes. So it's like you're literally not witnessing certain events that you could be witnessing, or that I could be witnessing. Just use myself as an example for everything. Isn't that's the son cool? Cool Thai thought. They just passed through the Thai fear. Cool Thai thought that just passed through the Thai sphere. I'ma need another blunt. I'ma go roll up. I need some tree right now. I need some more. I want some more. Who got some more? I was smoking. I went back to smoking black and not. I keep saying black and miles. Backwoods. I was smoking backwoods for like a good 2 weeks. I found it in bed. But yeah, I'm jumping. When all is flowing together, all in the flow can find stillness. When all is flowing together, all in the flow can find stillness. Quotes from you, Well Adams. And that stillness is very valuable. It's very valuable. It's you. It's like you. Like, imagine playing a video game and you just, your body just there, and your hand is just like how you see people, how older people view how old people look at younger people playing video games. Get that image in your head. Like an intense first person shooter, and they not really moving, like a good one that's not like but just like concentrated, and they whipping ass, they scoping, no scope. That can be attained in his life, or you just going at it. You don't know what's, you just juggling your mind thoughts. Like, what is the mind? What is the thoughts? Like, I had this big conversation with Samba. It was cool to have a physical person talk to me about this. It was like, where he's tying on the thoughts and where your thoughts come. We talked on this already, man. I'm going all backwards, but where your thoughts come from, and even True Life. Check out his new A4ACO video where he's encountering where his thoughts are coming from and the forms that they take and stuff like that. And oh, wait, you said you can barely hear me. Let me turn it up. You said, can you hear me better? Do 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 do. Test. I'm looking at the bars. I want them to go to at least the yellow. All right, let's get out the green into the yellow. It's probably so much better. All right, cool. See, we got the technical team on deck. Hey Ty, are you still making just tainow shows? Um, as soon as I get my iPad fixed, I've been I've been literally thinking about that for the past week and a half. But my iPad is not fixed, and I keep trying to repair it, but my computer is not really cooperating with me. It needs to download the software. Take 3 hours. I don't know. And then I fixed it on my. It's just my story. I tried to fix it on my neighbor computer 3 days ago, and it wasn't on. But as soon as I get my good camera back, where I can go outside or be in the backyard, 'cause I can't really go around a lot of places nowadays. The Just tainow show is gonna be back. Just like a quick 10-minute video, being out in the woods or just some random location. 'Cause that was the grassroots. That was how it started. Being outside, being outside. Tay, bringing the outside to YouTube. And you said the glow. About you, Asher, you said the audio. They said it's always good to have your bars in the yellow. All right, it's gonna stay in the yellow now. It's in the yellow, but I ain't staying mellow. Yeah, the glow is also called. Yoel, funny story. You may not know him, but I know him. His name is. I still had this thing up because I kept saying I was gonna talk about it, and I never went back to it. I'll go back to it in a bit. I know this guy, Michael Trapson. And he has a song called I Got the Glow. All this glow. Wait, y'all can't see it. I'm tripping. There we go. Michael Trapson, all this glow. He said, I got the glow. I got the glow. Ooh. He's a Michael Jackson impersonator. Like, what if Michael Jackson made trap music? So, I used to skate with him, man. We used to be skate buddies, and then we was rapping around the same time, but I didn't keep going in with the rapping thing. He did, and then eventually he turned into Michael Trapson and started taking off ever since. Oh yeah, I know. We got the glow, and he also made a movie. That's why I brought up the Trapson, all the glow, cause he made a whole movie. Y'all gotta check it out. Y'all gotta check out my bro movie. Where Michael Trapson movie, where he was saying his name used to be OG Kano. Oh, and that's why his username up here is Kano Man on YouTube, cause it used to be OG Kano. He probably kept the same page and just switched the name around. But he made a whole movie about these space aliens. There it is. Trapson EO full movie about these space aliens that came down, and they had an elephant head and the other one had this robotic head and stuff like that. And they took him on this adventure to get back his glow. He had to find his glow. He had to get the glow back. And he had to fight different enemies and stuff. They had a kung fu scene and things. Oh, it was awesome. I can't stop from my cheeks hurt right now. I was telling them about Michael Trapson. Oh, the glow is a song from The Last Dragon. That's why he did it. Cause in the last song for the movie, he fights somebody with a dragon on their thing that they wear. Wrap on his shirt. Hey. In a bit. Oop. She'll be right back out. Yeah, so I guess he did know about The Last Dragon and
knowledge
stuff.
Is not only power, knowledge
but
is
he
profit,
wrote it,
right?
he directed it and everything on his own. And since he got some money now, it's
Jim
good production.
Is probably the leading mind in the world right now in terms of teaching people how to expand their brain. From ex-presidents of the United States to Will Smith to Elon Musk and Bill Gates and the founders of Google, he's helping some of the greatest minds on the planet learn better.
Oh, I gotta cancel this out because I don't know where that's playing from. Alright, so let's get back to yeah, I really support him, man. It's cool. Astro, what you said after those were dropped, it was different. It was. Everything is, man. That's why I'm balancing out and learning not to drop one thing for another thing, cause my mind just be moving. Just be moving, catching on the ideas and thinking that this one is more important. It's gonna work more than the other one. And I'm like, nah, all these ideas are balanced. They're all the same. Stop judging your ideas. Stop putting one to the other. Just experience them all. Just experience them. Not saying, oh, this one is more important right now. I'm talking to myself, right? What you think about ninching? Oh, and somebody asked me. I didn't mention. Forget what you said. You said, I don't know where it is. Somebody asked me how am I feeling during quarantine. Wait. I don't know where it is, but I remember you asking me that. So thank you. And I was gonna say during quarantine, I'm already used to being quarantined. So I'm already used to being in the house and doing stuff and having to work on my own ideas and face a lot of the things that come when you looking at the same four walls for multiple times during the day and dealing with the same group of people that you can't just run away from all day. So I've been preparing myself for this moment. It still has it because it's like I'm not like I can just go and do a lot of things. And the thing for me that the only thing for me, not even told, is just me witnessing what's going on. Like, oh, I can't do this. I mean, I can't go get my wraps from this store because Tony is like, I'm not getting corona. I'm shutting my store down right now. I'm going to spend some time with my family. So I think in terms like that. Like, oh, okay, I can't get my wraps right now. All right, I got to buy some extra chicken probably because they selling out of the chicken faster than usual. So I got to buy some more. Well, yeah, as for the thing everybody dealing with, yeah, I've been dealing with that already. I know the big joke that's going around is saying people having to deal with their family and spouses in ways that they never had to deal with. I'm like, welcome to the world. Welcome to the real world. Where you're actually dealing with not running away. And what will happen if y'all moved into the same house? And I've been playing a lot of VR, doing VR games, and paintings too. It's all a mind game. You say you've been making stuff. And Asteroid, before we get down in the comments, you said what you think about ninching down. VidIQ and other channels like that say it's very cute to niche down. If you have a message, repeat it over and over. Oh gosh, that's how I look at Infinite Waters. And that's why I be looking at the stuff that I be putting out a lot. I say if I had titles for it, it will make the channel like in this reality, it will make the channel prosper in terms of views and sub counts. But before I get into that, shout outs to, we have 501 subscribers. I wanted to get on here when we got exactly 500, but I missed out, and then it went down to 499, then it jumped back to 501. But we have 500 subscribers. Yeah, so thank everybody for tuning on in. If you're watching now and you ain't subscribed, as PewDiePie always say, subscribe now. Subscribe now. It'd be cool. It'd be cool if you did that. But right now we have 500 subscribers, 500,000, 500 million. However you really want to look at it. But that 5 is in there and it feels good. But yeah, I've been thinking about that, and I kind of do say the same thing. Well, according to my girlfriend, I say the same thing every show. I talk about mushrooms all the time. But that's just the moment when she says that. But it's truth to it. But yeah, if we can niche down things and stuff. And I kind of was doing that. Like when you hear me talk about the scientific stuff and get into the science studies and say the brain neurochemistry and it's correlated to what's going on there and the brain chemistry at the same time. We can't choose sides. We got to be balanced. We got to see what's going on over there, and just tie it on out. So it is a niche, but it's a big niche. You got to... You gotta have, as they say on, I watch a lot of PewDiePie. You gotta have big brain. Big brain, not small brain. Big brain, or even small brain. If it get big, it's all the same. What VR game you on right now? I'm on a couple. I played a Dark Matter. I've streamed that. I still didn't finish playing Trover Universe. Paper Beast, which is a game where you can create life in, and I finally found the sandbox. So as this all what I've been doing, and I was waiting for somebody to ask me this question, because when somebody, I slipped up because I was preparing too much for somebody to ask me. For somebody in my imagination, when somebody asked me what I've been doing, I was going to say, man, I've been creating worlds. That was supposed to be my first answer. I've been creating worlds. I've been traveling. Hey Yolanda. Hey Yolanda. Thank you. The watch is good. The good is watching. The good is watching. That's why the watch is good, because the good is watching. Y'all are the goodies. But yeah, I was in that world. You in the Paper Beast, you can create rain and change the terrain around and add water and sand pits, and you can put predators and preys in there and watch them like click up and transform the environment, changing seeds around. So I was creating a universe. I was creating some stuff, man. And what was the other VR game? I've got the Gran Turismo game in VR, and I brought the steering wheel, so I got the foot pedals, and I be like looking around and stuff like that. And I always try to sometimes put it to the time of the day that is actually like outside with these two eyes or in this imagination. And I like to just drive around and stuff like that. I was doing the driver's license and stuff. But I said I'm nothing but a person that was already predicted a long time ago when they said in times of famine or virus or something happen, and that there's going to be people in their house playing VR. That's why I can't get my Oculus Quest. I wanted the Oculus Quest since Christmas, but everybody keeps on buying it as soon as they selling it and then trying to resell them for $400 more. And I'm not about that life in this moment of life. I'm going to wait till the price go down or until they come out with Oculus Quest 2. And I want that one, for those who don't know, because you don't need a computer or anything. It's just the goggles and the camera setup, I suppose. I don't even know about the camera setup, but it has to have a way to track you. Oh, and VR, a 3D printer. Yeah, 3D printer. I was watching yesterday, people trying to print 3D mask, face mask, and it's a lot of companies getting into that and making a lot of money now. Being able to 3D print mask. Now you can 3D print anything. You can 3D print a gun. Isn't that what man would think about? Let's 3D print a gun. But that's what we do. But yeah, I would 3D print some cups, some figures. I'll make all my favorite cartoon characters real quick, and then like trick them out. Check out that new Walking Dead VR. Oh, they use cameras on headset. Oh, that's dope. Okay, to keep the track of your location in the room. I was watching Jacksepticeye play a little bit of Walking Dead VR. I should check it out. And I got the Rick and Morty Trover one. I've recorded the Shroom when I went to Shroomtopia or Shroomia World. I got that on the Todd channel when I was there. The new Halo Life. I don't know nothing about that. I have another VR game that I brought yesterday. I'm preparing to play it on the channel when I have the time and space to. It's like a trip game. It's a all games are like a trip, but it's like a trip as if it got like floating black figures floating in space and talking to you and alien stuff going on. Oh, Half-Life. I looked up Halo Life. A song popped up. I was like, huh? And then it says SWAT Life, Halo 5. Half-Life. Yeah, I played the first Half-Life. I didn't complete it though. I was a kid. No, that's no excuse, but I was a kid and I didn't complete it. Yeah, that came out in 1998. Yeah, I played the later version, I suppose. I wasn't playing it that early. Oh yeah, it is a Rick and Morty game, but I already watched it. I watched like 2 different gamers play it on YouTube already. I kind of experienced it in a way already. Half-Life. And I gotta show y'all these paintings that I did while I'm looking up this Half-Life. Because I had 2 videos ready where I was going to be painting. Whoa, wait. I gotta see what y'all talking about. Y'all just put me on. Okay, now let's bring this up for the fan. Click. Click again. Click, drag over. Click, release, click. Drag mouse over to primary screen. Drag to secondary screen. The first mod that will let you finish Half-Life Alexa without VR is here. Want to play Half-Life Alexa? Here's the best. Oh, wait a second. What? Oh, I didn't see this on PS4. Oh, it's on Steam. See? That's why this summer coming on is going to be a good computer, like a dope computer and everything. So when we stream games, because in VR, the reason y'all can't see my face is that they won't allow me to. Like PlayStation won't allow me to do both at the same time. And it shoots it down to 720p instead of 1080p because I'm streaming it. So all those is not because of my doing. But once I get a game capture card, a good enough computer, we're going to be able to have everything solid, to have the Discord going on. So it's never just me talking. Or it's never just the opportunity. It's always the opportunity for others to join. Join in on the experience. Tell me which way to walk. Because, like, who are you telling who to walk? Like, who's really talking? Who's telling who what? Watch a few PC build vids, then learn. Oh no, that's what I was doing. I've been watching. Hey there, this is Austin. Hey there, this is Austin. He talk. Hey there, he reminds me of my neighbor down the street. But yeah, that Half-Life Alexa, I want to play that. I'm not gonna. Wow, I want to play that. I'm going to play it. It is done. But yeah, that's cool. They got Half-Life in there. Austin, he talks a lot of stuff. He does cheap PC builds and expensive ones, unnecessary ones, moderate ones. He's cool. And that way I'll be able to upgrade it if I need to. And I see that more as me building, like I see life period, all of this stuff as like how in tune are you with your life? Like that's the kind of ideas that pop up to your story. To your story that you then play out and then be like, well, man, I'm just this character. I'm just me. I just do me, and it just happens like that. Like if you jacked into yourself, you're gonna buy a computer and want to build it yourself. They can find the best platform. Looking back at the Half-Life story is trippy as fuck. I was thinking about how the thing with the thing in the thing. And they moved the thing over here and said bang. Yeah, why did I do that? Think about doing. I kept saying I gotta do it all in one shebang, and that's why I couldn't do it. I could have been buying little pieces. You right about that. You absolutely right about that. You will. And what I was going back on was saying, people that buy pre-made things as opposed to making their things. Like making it. Like even the PC world. Like you can go to Walmart, see all the shiny things. And then they probably they most likely not giving you the best bang for your buck. Or they giving you a version of a computer that gives you the experience that you're going to get. Because you decide to go to Walmart and just buy that computer that was just pre-made. You don't know nothing about the processor, the RAM, any of that. But then when you start going into it, it's like ourselves. Like why diet is important. Like the things well, not diet because like, oh man, I ain't going to eat. But just seeing it, just being aware of what we do at all the moments. Because I still eat a lot more things. Like I'm not on a particular diet, but still things will pop up, and I'll be saying, I'm like, all right, or not even pop up, but just some things I just don't gravitate towards. Whatever I gravitate towards, that's what I go. That's what I do. Yeah, but we get to mind you start wanting things to be made. Like while people really get into Android, even though Apple is awesome, but you can't modify Apple unless you really like don't upgrade it for a while and jailbreak it and stuff like that. But those are those exclusives. People don't. That's not really out there. They just I'm gonna get an Android that way I can tweak it. I can do this and that and that. And that's still like what they mind. They mind like your mind don't want to be trapped in nothing, or your mind knows what's just your mind just aware of what's going on. Simply put, I'm overthinking this. Just adding words on top of words, but it all makes sense. It's all, yeah. Cozy, you said it's all about those scientists messing with a large Horizon Collider type of machine, and then those interdimensional beings break through. From Cool as Fuck from when I remember. That had me thinking about the Spider-Man multiverse. They had the Hydrogen Collider, scientists messing with it. But yeah. I wonder what's really going on when they put stuff like that into the imagination, like through games and movies with Hydron Colliders and stuff. Like, is it really going to be at that point where technology going to be doing that? Why not? And we can get technology that exists from a mind that's being formed. I mean, that exists, that's aware of a lot of stuff. Or a lot of things, or a lot of what? I don't even know. And then they create something. Just like what you see in the other room, those objects. Yeah, it was CERN before CERN was finished. They can open portals. Yeah, because, man. Like, it's not that many thoughts in my head to say, yeah, CERN, and they got the Shiva statue outside, dancing. And I was saying those are the atoms. It was something I ran across that was showing that was trying to talk about how those are the atoms colliding and the chaos that they're dealing with when they're dealing with these forces. Like they're going into the forces of chaos, of unpredictability, of anything can happen and things like that. And they're trying to make something happen out of that chaos. And that's why that was the thing for why the Shiva thing was there. So if in the chaos they can open a portal, then yay. All tech comes from beyond here, so one day most likely. And you know that makes sense, because what I was just saying only came from my observations of what I've been witnessing already. This is where the tech already been coming from. That's where I was tying on before about nerds. Like the mind of a nerd, the neurochemistry, what's going on in the brains and stuff. Like, but that's why they're able to tune into certain adventure games. That's what I said before. But also, that's the ones creating the technology. The nerds. And now nerds branching out into different kind of nerds. Happy nerds. Sad nerds. Not all nerds was sad, but like more expressive type nerds when they're just blending in. But what was that nerd? And what the freak does... What's the etymology of the word nerd? Originally... Wait. What? It says... It says nerd, 1950s, of unknown origin. A foolish or clumsy person who lacks social skills or is bornly a single-minded expert in a particular field. And there's no origin. Just nerd just popped up. A technical field. Single-minded expert in the technical field. Just that they're using this word tech, I'm just like, wow, technology. Yeah, even I knew they was going to branch it out into like different techniques and stuff like that. Like you're a nerd in the kitchen. And you can see how it branches out now. But it started in the 1950s. According to a strict application or interpretation of law or rules. Of or involving concerned with applied or industrial sciences. Resulting from mechanical failure. It was a technical fault. I swear I didn't do it. Think of the potentials emerging time-space of multi-rims. As soon as I said that, I phased out of this room. I was like, oh, so I can go here now. That's what I think about it. But technical. And they said 1950s. 1950s tech. Oh, wait, I should put timeline. TV remote, tape recorder, passenger jets, commercial solar cells, first computer hard disk, computer modem, microchip. So this is all with the nerds. From an unknown origin, so some thought manifested in the unknown, from an seemingly unknown origin, manifested in our reality, started taking over, infecting the minds of people, or just getting along with the minds of people, not infecting, like, we're gonna get you, sucker. But man, I wish this list was longer. How they gonna say the page is going? How you gonna do me like that? We can't seem to find this. But y'all see that they say that the computer modem, first computer hard disk, the microchip, passenger jets, all in the 50s when this term nerd popped up. I want that same list, man. I don't want nobody to make up no cornier list. I want to see what's on the rest of that. Let's check out Tom Toast. The television. 1951. So, is geek a nerd? LOL. Stable gates all could transverse. Tech for knowledge. The electric elves, they teach tech. Relying on the substance. Huh? Bonnie Wheeler. Hold up. That name is very familiar. That's my girlfriend's mom name. Is that her? Oh. What's wrong with your account? You got your mom name on there. But he said the electric elves, they teach tech. all right. Huh. Oh, the kids got you. Oh. Cool. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining the talk. The conversation. My voice gonna stay like this now. So tech. The credit card was invented in 1950. How did they get the credit card? Wait. How was the credit card invented? Came up, Frank McNamara, I knew somebody had that last name, came up with the idea of the credit card when he went out to supper with a dinner partner. His partner forgot his wallet, and that gave McNamara the idea for the credit card. His idea was that you would have a card that would be accessible at all times with money on it. He was like, I'm rich. Because, nobody like to pay back. You said magnetic tape? Oh, magnetic tape. Yeah, that's something in itself, too. The magnetic tape, to be able to swipe something, to be able to hold information on a card through magnetics. And when you swipe it, a machine is able to interpret it. Like, all these little things is magic. That's why I love that show. And a lot of other shows that show it. Like Always a Witch. It's a show that's on Netflix. She's from like the conquistador times, and they was no, not the it was when they was the hanging witch trials and stuff. A little after that, conquistadors. But when she was sent to the future, she was amazed by the technology. She was like, "Yo, what kind of magic is this? What kind of sorcery is this?" Man, they were really thinking advanced in the 1950s. Yeah. The hovercraft, the passenger jet, the black box. What's the black box? Is that what go into the planes? Yeah. The purpose to help identify the reason if a plane crashed or caught on fire. Now, we got a lot of planes flying in these air nowadays. We don't know what is going on. They invented 3D in 1956. 3D is a motion pictures, because it really is 3D is two images put over top of each other to create the illusion of death. It's a motion picture that creates, right there, enhances the illusion of death perception of regular images recorded with two different angles. Yeah, I just said that. But that's cool. 1956. The satellite, the first laser. The name laser is an acronym for light amplification by the stimulated emission of radiation. So you stimulate some radiation and then you can amplify some light out of that. Well, I know Albert Einstein theorized about the process which makes lasers possible called stimulated emission. In 1954, two scientists invented the maser, but not the laser, the maser, which was a similar invention but did not use visible light. So what did it do? I want it. Hey, don't take me off the page like that. He said lasers came after masers. Oh, I lost that. Oh, there we go. Alchemy. Yep. That's what they was doing. All this is alchemy. The name, but that's dope that Albert Einstein theorized about the process which makes lasers possible, called stimulated emission. Just the fact that he theorized a lot of things, including this, that then people were able to test. When it's just having me go back and look at myself again, because when I was really getting into my groove, I wanted to be a theoretical astrophysicist. And I said I didn't want to build the experiments. I wanted to think about the experiments, because that's where I was at in my life. That's how I saw my character as creating things in the mind space. And then I didn't even really think about what happened afterwards. Afterwards, I started getting more into, I want to build stuff off of this idea and stuff like that. This thing, I want to do that and extrapolate on. But back then, I was like, I want to be in a position where I'm thinking these experiments. These days, call them thought experiments. Y'all been to school. Thought experiments. I was real good at those. And in physics, and it was just it was very interesting to me, whether I was good in it or not. Because if you're rather good in it or not, if you're interested in something, go for it. But I was real interested in it. So I'm seeing now that that's a state that people, like, you really are tapping into stuff. You're really producing things that can then, years later, will start emanating out into existence. There's no telling how much stuff I talked about, that True been tying about, that anybody in the comments talked about, what inventions going to be popped up in like 5-10 years based off of our conversations, where we just land whatever come out. Yeah, like Tesla. Ray beam, Ruby can laser some frequencies. Do they usually use rubies? I gotta look into that. What? Crystals make lasers? Tell me. Garnet crystals are used in most solid state lasers. Let me do that. I try not to miss a moment. Garnet crystals. Hey, Garnet! Crystal gems. We are the crystal gems. Garnet crystals are the most commonly used in solid state lasers. Yttrium aluminum garnets are of particular interest to many researchers. Versatile. Lasers emit light in the infrared. That's the one I want. I want to shoot some lasers off in the infrared. That way I can see them when I'm tripping. Oh. But yeah, I'm just seeing how cool it is to be able to be in that space to produce thought experiments that are actual experiments. You may not know how it's going to happen or how it's going to do this or the mechanical know-how for the whatsy daisy, but you just know it can work. It's possible. Like, this is possible. And you go through all these mind games, you're like, nobody going to believe me. That's why it was cool that Albert Einstein was an actual physicist. Even though he wasn't in the colleges or nothing, he just in his patent office, had his tools that he learned from all his physics college days and stuff, and just was putting it to work with his with his imagination. And so he had a language that he's able to transcribe it to, which was mathematics and thought experiments and space-time bending and all of this other cool thing, spooky action at a distance. Like, he experienced things in his mind being quantumly entangled. And then when you do this simultaneously, this happens. And his mind didn't know what to put to it, so he just said, this is spooky. Like, that's why he named this spooky action at a distance. But yet now, off of that, we have technology that don't work unless it had quantum theories put into its production. Awesome world we live in. Awesome times. What else? The optic fiber. I remember learning about the optic fiber, and somebody was trying to say we got optic fibers after a UFO crashed in Roswell or something, and then we started getting optic fibers because optic fibers carry information through light and stuff. And it was demonstrated to the Royal Society that light can be conducted through a curved stream of water. This proved that a light signal can be bent. In 1880, Alexander Graham Bell invented his photophone, which transmitted a voice signal on a beam of light. Fiber optics. I remember when they were trying to get fiber optic cable and internet popping. And, this is the new thing. And now they on the 5G. They used to build new boxes and everything, and everybody was scared. Oh, man, what is this? Or they didn't even know about it because you needed extra money. But it was on the commercials, though. I want to hear about the computer modem. Digital modems developed from the need to transmit data from North America air defense during the 1950s. Modems were used to communicate data over the public switch telephone network. A modem sends and receives data between two computers. There's always a need. Those computers was like, we gotta talk to each other. And y'all better find a way, because we need to communicate. Now I'm gonna help y'all figure this out. I'm gonna send y'all to those technical elves that UL was talking about, and then y'all come back with a story. The microchip is also known as an integrated circuit. The invention of integrated circuits stands historically as one of the most important innovations of mankind. Almost all modern products use chip technology. So if you're named Chip, that should be an honor. We take that jokingly. If you're named Chip, that is an honor. Even if they try to put you down as a microchip, don't let them belittle you. Fiber optics is used for direct, ultra-fast connection. 5G is multi-network system joining all devices needed. Alright, so it's the combination of both. It's the continuing evolution of what was already being made. Because those fiber optic cables are already laid out everywhere, under the ground, in the earth. Say under the ground, under the earth, it's the same thing. But they're everywhere. They're already everywhere. It was some articles I was reading a while ago about when they was building it. When I was looking around, because people were saying a bunch of stuff. It's all crystal magic. The microchip. Yes. It is. It's all crystals. That's why even when I'm still nice to my computers, even if it does something that pisses me off, I'm like, hey, you exist. But yeah, it's for being the magic and stuff, making stuff exist, making different ideas be able to communicate through a medium, through different mediums. Like how we're nothing but ideas being communicated through different mediums. Well, not nothing, but we're ideas. Make the elves a world to play in the crystals. To play in the crystal world. Yep, that's why it gives us fly-like symptoms. Oh, flu-like symptoms. Okay, I'm trying to make the elves work. Oh, okay. I had to reread it like 3 times. Yeah, that's my theory, that then it's going to be opening up something like that's my theory, that in the virtual world and stuff like that, there's going to be characters that seemed as though they wasn't developed by the developers, but they exist. And meaning you said that's why it gives you flu-like symptom, waves, and regular temperature weather. What you mean? L's equal electrons, lol. Oh. I see how you looking at it. But still, that story was funny. And that's how people be looking at it. They think technology gonna come, and then this being is gonna come and be like, all right, I invented this habitat for me, and y'all made it for me. I said L's equal electrons, but that's dope though. Saying the L's electrons, the consciousness of the atoms. That was an early book I read. When I was looking around at a bunch of esoteric books, and I downloaded. I cannot spell conscious. I downloaded a bunch of. It was like 4,000 books. I mentioned this before. Yeah, I actually did. It was like 4,000 books of just all this esoteric stuff and books from around the world of lores and hermetic stuff. Of course, that book is not going to come up. Sacred text. Oh, this is probably the exact book. And I mean, let me do it. We will all like to ascend. We already are. But and not. But we are. And put them out. Oh. Yeah, this is the exact book. What I'm trying to do is this. Put this over here. Click on there. Click back on there. Quantum is important too. The very small. The electrons, as you well was saying, even the things that make up the electrons, the quarks, the strong force, the strong nuclear force. There's a lot that goes on. But yeah, this is a copy of it because I remember I ran back across this book later in life. But it's called The Consciousness of the Atom. And this was one of the first books that was showing me that the atoms and stuff was a lot more than what people were saying to me. And it's called from the Lucifer Publishing Company, the Light Given Publishing Company, as you can translate it to. And it's about a lady, Alex Bailey. She sees the universe as alive at all scales of existence. While the comparison of an atom to a solar system no longer holds true, her vision of how consciousness evolves, even the micro scale and macro scale, and how that is mirrored in the tripartite human being, is a lucid explanation of an occult worldview expressed by many other thinkers. That's the code that I used to have, was the occult worldview. That was. I remember running across that. Oh, you have a occult-minded view. Occult just means hidden, and I just dropped that dab. Drop that dab. I just dropped that dab on the ground. Drop that dab. Drop that. Drop that dab. Yeah, the good old 20s. The good old 20s. A lot of the books I was running across from this, they was just going at it. They was writing. They ain't had no publishing telling them you can't say this, you can't say that. As long as it wasn't considered a holy book, they was alright. Just don't put the word holy on there. They'll cut your head off. But as long as you put it on the terms, you're good. Let me see what she wrote in chapter 7. I think Madame Belinsky, and wasn't that when... Is that when Aleister Crowley, the Golden Dawn, and all of that, everybody was trying to go in. Everybody was going in. The New Age movement. No, I think that was a little later. No, New Age was around that time. When was Madame Blavatsky? Like, I'm gonna know how to spell that. Alright, another time, another space. Some of the occult mind have the culture mind. Oh, they do. They was wrapped up in it. Oh, I read that wrong. Some have the occult mind, some have the cult culture mind. I read something totally different. That's my... dyslexia. When I'm high, words just turn all around for me. Some have the occult mind, some have the culture mind. Yep. There it is. The hidden in the seen, the esoteric and the esoteric and the exoteric. What you make up for yourself and what you give it. And just feel and go with. Like, oh, this feels good. Other people doing it. Seem to be working for them. I feel like they do sometimes. Cool. But the occult mind, like, you in the journey it's really a lone kind of thing. You got the friends, everybody there, but y'all sharing ideas, and you see the plasticity of everything. And you still know that it's all about how you forming your spells and creating your rituals and stuff like that. It's all about how you thinking. Cosmic evolution. Oh, is this a big page? I'm sorry, I was reading in my head. I should be reading out loud. These atoms are to us the central life, what the electrons are to the central positive charge in the atom of substance. Then we saw that if this is true, namely that there is a self-centered stage or a purely atomic period for the atom and for the human atom, and then again for the atom of the planet and dealt in by its central spiritual life, we should be able to precedate logically a similar state of affairs. Thus, we were led into the field of speculation. I should have never jumped in like chapter 7. That's what happens when you don't read. I don't know what she was going for. I knew she was going for it, but I wanted to pull a gem out of the sentence. Something new. Evolution is a continually accelerating march of all the particles of the universe, which leads them simultaneously by a path sown with destruction, but uninterpreted and unpausing from the material atom to that universal consciousness in which omnipotence and omniscience are realized. In a word, to the full realization of the absolute of God. That sounds fun. In the Christian Bible. In the Christian Bible, the same thought is born. Wait, yeah. Let me see if we can pull something out of this. Here you have a most interesting. Oh, an idea is a being incorporeal. Incorporeal. What? I could use context clues, but we have Google right now. Not composed of matter, having no material existence. Having no physical existence. Not composed of matter. An idea is a being incorporeal. I'm going to start saying that all the time. Incorporeal. Oh, doesn't have matter, not composed, having no material existence. Which has... we all learning. Which has no substance by itself, but gives figure and form unto shapeless matter, and becomes the cause of manifestation. I summon Exodia. Have you... Here you have a most interesting sentence and one of real occult significance. It is a sentence which will repay careful study and consideration, for it embodies a concept that concerns itself not only with that little manifestation, the atom of the chemist and the physicist, but of all forms that are constituted by their means, including the manifestation of a human being and of a deity of a solar system, that great life, that all-embracing universal mind, that vibrant creature of energy, and that great enfolding consciousness whom we call God or force or the logos, the existence, who is expressing himself or herself through, or itself or whom self or what self, through the medium of the solar system. Bang! It's still in the imagination, the astral plane. Yeah, that's. Man, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you well pointed that out. Because all of this, anything that we can talk about, that's what the mushrooms, that's what that one trip was showing me. Anything that we experiencing, saying, all of this is inside this Magi Nation. The Magi Nation. It really is. And that's why I'm learning to enjoy it more. Instead of, because when I start thinking that, I start sometimes to be coming up saying, well, let's get in nihilist mode. None of this shit mattered. None of this. Why am I even talking about it? Why am I even thinking about it? Why are other people thinking about it? Well, just let them do what they do. I ain't thinking about reading about nothing. And that's good. That's still me. It's still me. Because at first when you hear the word nihilist, I was like, I don't want to be a nihilist. I remember when I came back from the trip, I don't want to be a nihilist. But that I was thinking about this last week because it came back to me and it was like, well, that's how it is. Like, what do you mean you don't want to be a nihilist? What are you talking about? That's you choosing sides again. You know what it is. Hey, my TS. This cat in the box. Squarger's scat. What's that? Is that box? Is that thing that if you got a cat in the box, do you know if it's alive or not? Or are you just guessing if it's alive? Let me see. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah. I feel good. Yo, that's that thing. If you got a cat in the box, and it died? Is it alive or is it still there? If you never opened the box, what's going on? I don't know. Chill, cat. My Diaz, you know what's up. You be knowing what's up. That's why you just be popping in. Let me help this little youngin. Let me send this symbol. Yo, somebody is blowing this up. I don't even think this is for me. Yeah, that's not even for me. The paradox of the parallels. If I go back and kill my grandfather, will I still be alive? No, we came up with that. He's just dead in another universe. And then it's a paradox in that too. But that's what makes it fun. Fun. Okay, so we got the incorporeal word. An idea is a being incorporeal. It's a being that does not exist in matter. Alright, so in the Alex, she said, in the Christian Bible, the same thought is borne out by St. Paul in a letter to the church of Ephesus. In the second chapter of the epistle to the Ephesians, he said, we are his workmanship. Literally, the correct translation from the Greek is, we are his poem or idea. In the King James turned everybody into slaves. See that wordplay going on? We are his workmanship. You work for the Lord. You do this for the Lord. Or he will get you. But no, we are the poem, the idea. That sounds so better. The song in the universe, Yuel adds. We are the song in the universe. Yuel just went back in time and inserted some more quotes into the Bible. And then came back to this time like, you forgot this. Forgot this part. And the thought in the mind of the apostle is that through the medium of every human life, or in the aggregate of lives, the aggregate is the medium, the aggregate is the collection. I used to run across this term through Mark Passio. He used to say nothing can be changed here. It only can be, our reality is created by the aggregate of of human consciousness, what we all agreed on. We agreed on this. Or the aggregates which compose a solar system. God is, through the form, wherever it may be, working out an idea, a specific concept, or a detailed poem. A man is an embodied thought, and this is also the concept lain in the definition of Plutarchic. You have therein first the idea of a self-conscious entity. You have then to recognize the thought or purpose which that entity is seeking to express. And finally, you have the body or form, which is the sequential result. The term logos, translated as the word, is frequently used at the New Testament. Yeah, I remember that in St. John. The word was God, and the word was with God, and the word became God. Something like that. It's frequently used in the New Testament. And speaking of deity, the outstanding passages in which this is the case is the first chapter of St. John's Gospel, where the word occurs. In the beginning was it's right there. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Just breaking stuff down. And you say, the mother said it to me like that. And I missed that. I missed exactly what it was. Sorry about that. But those in the world, y'all saw that happen. That's why the wizards use mass rituals of agreement. They are. They are. They are. You see, and we talk about this. We don't always. I'm not always out there in the forefront exposing it, but it be coming out when I just be tying. Yes, rituals going on everywhere for whatever purpose of whatever's going on. And that Terrence McKenna quote ran through my head. If you're not playing your game, you're part. It ran out of my head. I'm gonna paraphrase. If you're not playing your game, you're part of somebody else's game. Or I'll say, if you're not thinking for yourself, somebody gonna think for you. Or as King I said back in the day, we need workers too. We need workers too, you know? And that's what the wizards are all thinking, bro. Everybody doing something. I need some water. So, as I went back to what I was saying before, why I was so excited and enthusiastic about when I read the poem that he mentioned poem and transformed that from the word workmanship, is that's the tiredness that's been coming to me, and how I've been wanting to express how I've been living and how I've been translating to words on the Tai show. And I say, man, life is a poem, and I always get that life is a poem. The more I stay with that poem, the more I live off the ideas of that poem that I know is there. That's life. I'm flowing so much more. I'm not diving into the poem and trying to work it out. It's like I'm with the poetry. I'm with the poetry. It's a feeling I'm trying to put into words. Feeling I'm trying to put into a poem. This whole thing is a poem. This whole thing is an idea. Just working it out. And I see the more I've been opening myself up, like, consciously to that. I see what people mean. They say you opening up yourself to it consciously, because we already doing everything, and even I'm still doing things so-called unconsciously. So it's always some deeper level to everything. So, man, I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but consciously, I see what they say when. I see what they say when. I see what they mean when they put that phrase out there. I see what they mean. Because I just realize it a lot about poetry and stuff. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It does matter. It doesn't matter. It does matter. I'm just playing. I'm not going through that for real. Where am I? Are just jokes. These are jokes. Alright, but yeah, I love the idea that poem, that I can be a poem, that I am a poem, that I am my arts, that I am not this thing right here, but I am my art. And that is like an ultimate form. That's like a part of my God form. I could say, like, I'm invoking my God form. I am my God form. I was invoking this human for a bit. And even that God form is another layer to something else that could be wiped away. I'm always going to suppose. But yeah, it allows me to be more flowing and stuff. More flowing. Gosh, man. It's like I'm trying to describe myself, and then it's like I already described myself. Just trying to add more words. The term logo. So I could probably finish. I like everything this lady writing. I remember this, but it was so long ago, and I guess I brought all these words into me so much when I was reading, and then I forgot about them, and I just kept on moving on. And now reading it back is like, yeah, thanks book for setting me out on that journey. Well, for creating those experiences. You know what they used to say? They used to tell me, don't read all those occult books. And I used to hear people say, don't read certain occulted books with knowledge in there because it will start opening up spirits in your house or start opening up your forces to forces that you're not ready for and stuff like that. And I think that is so true with anything. I mean, here's an audio book you can re-listen. It's not that many pages. I can actually read the book in like a day. It's not a big book. It's not a big book at all. It's 7 chapters. Like right here is considered a page. Oh wait, y'all can't see that. I've been scrolling and stuff. Right here is just it's just like 2 chapters. Just like 2 chapters. I mean, 1 page. They consider this a page. 2 paragraphs. But yeah, the audiobook would be a lot simpler so I can do something else at the same time. It's 105. Barely going in. Yeah, it opens you up to what already is there. As if we can say, well, that the doors are gatekeepers. The doors are gates. Like gatekeepers that unlock something. Or like show you what's already like you couldn't get that DLC until you read the book. And then you can experience that world. Or you're experiencing it while it's downloading while you experiencing it. Something like that. As if the person that wrote the book was a you in another time, in another reality, through another body that wrote that and then sent it through time. Or knew that what they was doing would have it move through space and have it exist in a time to show another you that was going to grow up a different way or experience different ways. And like, hey, this me over there going to need this at this moment. Just send this over there. And then his time frame through time that he realizing or that person is realizing it's going to pop up to them. Like, hey, here goes a quick hint. Like a hint. All these books are hints. And you can go about whole life not ever needing the hints. Not ever looking the hints. And just going with it. Or sometimes you can, like in the dark matter, the room of dark matter I was playing, sometimes you can pull the little window up and pull down the little hint thing and like read it and be like, oh, duh, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Or, if I gave myself a little time, I would have thought of that. Or it was just the right moment because you ain't want to get too upset. You're like, okay. All right. The word holds keys or gems that you can use to make the keys. Open some more doors. Open some more doors with those. Man, that's what life been for a lot of people. I was getting into myself the sign. That's when he's saying you don't realize your potential. All that you grew up with, like a spoiled person or somebody that grew up with a lot of opportunity and privilege. No, a lot of privilege that was open to them. Like when they do take advantage of it, they smooth sailing. And when they don't, it's like they had to learn the hard way. Like, you had the keys, you had the gems, and you just wanted to do this. You wanted to live this kind of life. It's alright, but you just got all these gems, you shining, but you ain't going nowhere. You ain't opening no more doors. You got all the bling bling, all the gems. That's about it. One has to put 2 and 2 together and make 50. And work your way up to $1. Didn't realize the money wasn't anything to begin with. But yeah, opens you up to what's already there. And without saying the hints, all these books are hints, reminders. Because you see that for the example of the room of dark matter, when you playing the game, sometimes sayings will come up to describe the experience. Like he'll be talking to himself, he'll say a quote to himself, but who is he talking to? He talking to me. Well, it's cool. It's so cool. Merging dualities. Fusion. The act of fusion in the Crystal Gems Steven Universe, or if you watch Dragon Ball Z, the fusion dance. Yeah. Fusion. But yeah, and they in Crystal Gems they really play with that fusion idea, and different gems fusion, and like just that idea of feelings and ideas. It's a good show. I cry a lot on that show, but I tear up a lot. Let's keep it like that's my show. Yeah, I love it. Opens you up. Hints. Oh yeah, and talking. And with the mushrooms, they put you in this space. They keep you in this space. Dealing with the psychedelics, they pushing me out there now where I'm getting all of these hints. I'm getting more and more hints, and finding hints in spaces where people don't even know it's a hint that could be just out of the blue. Out of the blue. Like they just came. Like it just came out of the blue. But yeah, that's how it's coming a lot now. Like in the game, when I was playing the dark matter, the screen floated in front of his face, and he was able to push it down. Like you act like you can't do that now, but you actually can do that now, and you can get a hint that can help you on trying to put together something or art idea. So I go through this all the time. It kind of doesn't cut off. So, but that's me, because like who is going through it? It's just just having fun, not getting lost. And who's the who? It's all me, you know. Even if it's not me, it's me. But yeah, we're not gonna go back and forth with that idea too much, because it is what it is. I wonder who invented that. The clearing of the throat. Cause I swear I do that subconsciously, but it's only coming out when I go down a certain path, and then I call myself getting it out of that path, and like clear the throat, get back on track, you know. Cause we have to present ourselves in a certain way. Can't be go do this. That's funny. You say you give great insight. Yeah, I suppose the insight is great. The insight is great to give to you. I just put it backwards. Insight great give you. Insight great give you. Hmm? Make a donut?
Yeah.
I can go buy you a donut. You want to make a donut? Alright, I can look into it. You gotta fry some dough? Okay. Make some donuts tonight. Yeah, the insights only come from going into these places, seeing what was in my sight. Reporting what was in my sight. That's all I'm doing. My insight only comes from what I see. Insight. Inside. And what I do in spite. What I do in spite of the situation at hand. You thought I was going to do this, but looky over here. Alright. Was there anything on my membrane that was... I'm making a garden in the front yard. That's another cool thing going on. I have, I'm making my neighbor, we going to do vegetables. He made his a square. I'm making mine's 2 triangles. So it's like a rectangle base, but it's like 2 triangles with a space in the middle, so that you can walk in the middle and then like look on the sides of you and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna plant in there, but I'm gonna plant some vegetables. Get some vegetables going on. Some potatoes, some tomatoes, and some cool things on the horizon. I never really shared my pictures. Is there on the wall? Let me go get the other one. The other one is the big extravaganza. Right back. Here I go, don't run. Hey, Ivan. Get out the room. Come on. Find the remote. Come on, help you. I'm about to be finished in just a sec. Oh, Jamina, can you help her with the TV? Alright, here I go. Alright. Try pancake mix. Or cake mix. Oh, we actually do have cake mix. I was like, I gotta go buy some flour. This is I'm getting garden ready for season 2. Cool. This is my first time really going at it. And I would film it and make a video out of it, but it's in my front yard, so I don't think that's all too safe. Here go one of the pictures I made. Bang, bang. Let me make sure I got it in frame. Oh, did the mic? Something got disconnected. Okay, we're still here. I painted this. And I made a video out of it, but it didn't really turn out. I got it recorded the end of. No, the whole video got deleted because my iPad not working. But that's just my worries. This is the art. This is me. Here go I. And you see, got I'm trying to get this light off of it. Got the light right there. Got the mushroom right there. And got some acrylic pores on top of it. With a black, you see. I'm not going to describe it. Did this on the 28th of last month. I really enjoyed the whole process. The whole process was very enjoyable. I had some good music playing. Had a little mushroom in my system myself. And I wanted to have fun with the painting. I had the idea formulating in my head for a while about how I wanted to create something with the pores in the background, but something steady on top. Like some stamp or something like that. Cosmic elephant. Oh, I do see an elephant. My neighbor has said the Punisher symbol. The skeleton. Yeah, she's just now helping her out. Alright. And we all got our own timing. Sense of timing. Oh, you see the mushy now? Yeah, I should have did it. Let me plot it out. It's usually curved right there. But I just did this. And it could be anything. It could be anything. But that was just the idea I had. This is supposed to be the gills right there. Because I don't know if y'all could see this. But usually... Oh, no, y'all not going to be able to see that. It's a hidden mushroom in that picture, too. But I've been drawing my mushrooms the same ways recently. Like, kind of like glyphs. And here goes another one I was working on. That y'all been looking at this whole time. This guy, all of him, pulling back reality and space. And here goes a mushroom right there. And here go everything that we know as human beings. Well, everything that humans know. And it looks better when I'll take a good quality picture of it. But this was all done with acrylic paint. All right. She's just a little one-track mind. Once she on one track, and she on that track until it's done. That's a lot of us sometimes, though. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Gosh. And to solve that issue, you said that one is like a music video. Yeah, when I look at this, I can see the triangles all turning around in the back of them. Like it's all formulating, turning around in space and stuff like that. If I could make a cool GIF out of it, that would be dope. And then put it on repeat. And then put music in the background. That's what Lil Uzi be doing a lot of his vids. It just be like the same 10 frames. And then they just keep on repeating. With music in it. Like him getting abducted by an alien ship or something. Oh, wow. Oh, on the East Coast it's 4:20. Yeah, I didn't see I was on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. But it seems as though other life situations is calling my attention. And I like being a part of it. I enjoy being a part of it. I really do. Or else I wouldn't be in this situation to begin with, you know. Let me see if it was one more thing. I usually try to keep tabs open on my computer, but I think I've been closing all of them lately. Like if I run across something that I want to show on the channel. But yeah, that's about it. Beep beep. It has to be. Hold on. Yeah, and while I'm signing out, thank y'all for coming in during the Psy TAi podcast, number 68. It's been a nice one. This was part 2. And I really enjoyed myself. Make sure I eat. Get something to drink. Yeah, nah. I'll deal with that later. There's something that's popping up on Facebook. Oh, that's what it was. It was an article I saved on Facebook. I'm like, it's something about Facebook. But I don't know how to do it on the computer. I only know how to do it on my phone. I only know how to say it. Wait, let's see. Because I be saving articles and stuff. Hold on, we almost there. Almost there. Wait, let me share this with y'all real quick. Yeah. This is when I was gone from my family for 3 months from Jamina. Well, I was going from Jamina and Isla for 3 months, and then I came back to Cali to see him and move here with him. Mm-hmm. This is her, the first day. I don't know why I was like a different person. That was so cool. Singing. We've been singing every day. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna bring this back up in the beginning of a new podcast, so the more people can get in it. But I'll bring it up right now. That one thing that I've been observing since this coronavirus been affecting humans and sit in the house and things like that, the animals have now been coming back out.